All right, welcome everybody. This is Kyle Smith doing my first live. I'm actually just kind of experimenting, but I don't know if anyone's going to jump on. I have like over 300 subscribers, but I haven't posted anything in over a year. Okay, I see one person right now. So cool. I want to talk about manifesting, and it's titled "Manifesting What You Want into Your Life." When it should say you manifest what you are into your life. And the distinction between those two confuses people who are really new to this kind of information. You manifest what you are. There's a quote, you hear it often. It goes, "You don't get what you want in life, you get what you are." And when I was like about 8 years ago, I was tuning into Dr. Wayne Dyer for the first time. And I loved Wayne Dyer, one of my favorite spiritual authors. But he would say that you don't get in life what you want, you get what you are. And I just put so much focus on what does that word "are" mean? How do I know what I are, what I am? It's your level of vibration. And I wish I don't have the chart. There's a guy named David Hawkins. He wrote a book, several books, about the different levels of consciousness. There's like the lower frequency consciousness, like shame, guilt, resentment, anger. Those are all low vibrational frequencies or consciousness. Then the higher levels is like, let's see, like courage, willpower. At the very top is like compassion and enlightenment. So those are the higher level vibrations. That's what that word "are" means, is you manifest into your life what you are based on that chart, based on what level of frequency you're on. So that's what you got to get in tune with. You got to figure out, well, if I'm a mass of energy, and energy vibrates, then I must always be a magnet. I'm constantly magnetic, or I'm constantly magnetized, pulling things into my life, circumstances, people, events, good or bad, and our thoughts. We kind of pull in with our magnet, our body, our vibration. We pull in a specific frequency of thoughts. And that's how that works. It's crazy when you start to just get still for a moment and think like, okay, so I'm vibrating right now at a certain frequency. Picture like a radio station, like 101.1. And if I start to think thoughts or speak words that elevate my vibration, like put me in a good mood, such as something you're grateful for, that has been said to be the highest way to raise your vibration, is to think of what you're grateful for. And when you're truly grateful, you can't fake it. You will naturally feel happier, feel gooder. Feeling good, that is the main thing. Keep the main thing, feeling good all day, moment to moment. So that's what you are. Your vibration, your conscious awareness of vibration. You tell people, I feel good, or I don't feel too good. Those are phrases we've come up with to describe our conscious awareness of our vibration. So, I don't know what else to think. Feel free to leave a comment in the chat section. I see I have one person here, and you give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much. This is a good experience for me. First time doing live, first time using this microphone. I just picked this up. So I hope the levels aren't too high, and I hope my voice sounds nice and sweet versus the MacBook Pro microphone. Yeah, just been talking about manifestation, talking about the things that the little missing ingredients, the mysteries that people don't truly understand. Yet they do all the other work on shifting their consciousness, shifting their quality of life. They want to elevate. They long, they desire for better experiences, and they want a car or a house. They want to buy new, better clothing. You know, you just want to upgrade yourself. And yeah, so people get the books, listen to the YouTubes, listen to the podcast like nonstop. You can be constantly feeding yourself, but there's these little tweaks, little adjustments that are crucial for the flow of energy to flow through us. But unfortunately, we have unconscious uh, virus code, as Bob Proctor would call it, virus code, or we have negative limiting beliefs. We have childhood trauma literally stored throughout our body. And that causes blockage. Sorry, I'm like stepping away from the mic. That causes blockage. That causes confusion and frustration. And it could be your whole life. You are confused and frustrated because you feel like you're hitting a brick wall. And you're doing all the work. You're writing your affirmations with your non-dominant hand. You're doing your mirror work. You take your Sharpie, you write your affirmations on the mirror. You got Post-it notes all over your house. You're doing all this work, but your results aren't changing. And that is a very confusing and frustrating thing. People are actually in pain from, like psychological pain. They are falling into depression because of this, because something doesn't make sense. They're confused. They are immediately confronted with, I'm out of control. You know, like my mind's out of control. I don't know. I don't understand how this thing works. I'm not using it properly. But I see other people very, very successful. Why is that? What am I doing that's wrong? You know, why am I not successful yet? That's painful. That is such a serious pain. And I'm speaking from experience. You know, the quickest way out of that, I would say, is seek out the right mentor or coach, because it really helps. It really helps getting connected to somebody. There's something special about humans, and that when we connect, we get more powerful. But I was spending many years alone doing the self-help work. Um, just watching as much free content as I could, and podcasts, and I had all these books everywhere. But my results definitely were not changing. I was still broke every year. And I was also feeling insecure and low self-confidence, poor self-image, eating addictions, drinking habits, just I was double-minded basically. And so until I paid for coaching, it's like my paradigm was fighting me the whole time. Like, don't give anybody your money. Everybody's out to screw you over. Everyone's a crook. All these life coaches or these mentors, whoever, are crooks, and they are dishonest. They just want to become millionaires. So that became my paradigm. I did not seek out any services or any programs that I had to put any money into. So that's a paradigm I just had to get past. And man, I attracted the right coach into my life. This girl, she was doing these Facebook lives, and I'm like, I really like her, because I'm not like most people. Maybe you can tell just the way I talk, or you watch my old videos. I've lived a very unusual life. I'm a very unusual person, and I love that. But everybody else kind of fits in, together, and I'm the black sheep. Okay. So that's a struggle. There's like a small percentage of the black sheep. And when we need help, it's hard to find the right person. So basically, over time, unexpectedly, I attracted the right person, and it will happen. That is God's law. The law of vibration and the law of attraction is there's an exactness to it that you will attract the right and specific person into your life, but you just got to be you have to tell the universe what you want and believe that he or she is on her way. So yeah, since having a mentor, now I'm meeting all these other people who are on the same journey as me. I feel more energetic now. So there's I don't know, that's a struggle a lot of people deal with, is they say they want to be self-sufficient and they want to do it all on their own. They want to become successful all on their own. But the truth is, you have to break out of that shell. You have to dissolve those beliefs. I think it's like you don't. It's a trustworthy thing. You know, someone might have betrayed you in the past, and now you have trust issues. And again, speaking from experience, I didn't trust anybody. So we got to get the infinite intelligence, the divine energy. Gosh, there's so many different names, but the Napoleon Hill, he calls it the infinite intelligence. We got to get that flowing to and through us. We have to become like a perfect channel, a perfect expression. Like when people see us and hear us and feel us, they're going to say, wow, I just feel better because you're near me, or I'm in the same room as you. I don't know what it is. You haven't even spoken a word, but I already feel good just because you're here. Like that is when you're a really good channel, and you're just free of concern. You are truly free. You got to be. There's a saying: if I want to be free, I got to be me. You got to be you. And it goes on to say, not the you, or not the me my mom thinks should be, not the me my brother or my family thinks I should be. If I want to be free, I got to be me. And that is totally free of opinions from other people, and free of the emotional wounds of our childhood. Yeah, it's tricky. It requires a leap of faith. I think that's where that phrase came from. It literally is a leap. You're one day going to put one foot in front of the other in a whole new direction. It's not going to be your normal morning routine, your daily routine. You're going to take a different way to work, or take a different way to the gym or the grocery store. Do things a little bit differently, dress differently, and do your hair differently, and declare that you are now you're reborn, you're renewed, you're in perfect health, you're abundant, you're prosperous, you're attracting, you're an attractor. You just want to kind of be going throughout your day with this feeling that I am magnetic. And I'm pretty sure if anyone who hears that would think that's very conceited of you to say, Kyle. Like that sounds very selfish. Like, I am just a magnet. Everything comes to me. I'm a taker. I'm a taker. No, it's not that at all. God wants to bless us. Don't ever sell yourself short with how much will God bless me in my life. God wants to bless us. He wants us rich. He wants us healthy. He wants us to be perfect expressions of ourselves. So, but we have to understand how God works. He works in circulation. This whole universe is in, there's like spirals and circles in the way energy flows. So we have to work in harmony. We have to work with the laws, work with God, and what we receive, we have to give. It has to be an equivalent of that. I think it's like the what law is it? Law of not cause and effect, law of polarity, maybe? Law of exchange, law of compensation. They all kind of say the same thing. That what we receive, what we give out, we get back, basically. We've heard that 10 different ways, but what we give, we get. Bob Proctor would always say, if you want to think about how to get, you gotta give. That's what you have to do, rather than like bank robbers. That bank robber mindset or that car theft mindset or shoplifter mindset. That if I want to get, I just take. That's all I do. I just have to go somewhere and just steal it. And that's such a poverty, poor-minded kind of way of thinking. It's different. It's opposite. And the masses have been conditioned, just probably through Hollywood and what have you. Everyone just doesn't know that if I want to get, I have to give first. Or if I want to be loved, I have to love someone. If I want friends, I have to be a friend. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And that it makes more sense to me now. But when I first try to grasp that, I'm like, I don't know. I didn't even trust that what Bob Proctor, when he was saying it, I didn't even trust that he was right. I was just like, no, only rich people, they have lots of money, so they can afford to give. But what about people who don't have money? We have nothing to give. That's not true. You can give in so many different ways other than money. Smiling at somebody. You ever had someone smile at you and it felt really good? It changed your day, raised your vibration. That's a energy exchange there. That's an energetic gift. Is your smile, your compliment. You compliment someone at the store. Definitely compliment the cashiers for their hard work lately. And just compliment people. If they impress you in any way, just look for it. Look for things that people are doing well, especially your coworkers or just anybody, like a child doing something. Just notice how well they're doing it, and then compliment them. It will change the trajectory of their whole future life. That one compliment, it'll boost their self-image and their self-esteem and their confidence. And so, if you don't have money, you can give so many other things. You can make something. You can, give flowers or bake cookies. I did that once, not too long ago. Actually, I said, I'm just going to bake cookies, and I'm going to give them to my neighbors, and I'm going to practice the detachment from expectation or detachment from getting something back. Because that you can't be thinking, I'm going to give my neighbor's cookies, or I'm going to give flowers to my neighbor, and have the slightest expectation that they're going to give me something in return. You cannot do that. That's trading. That's not giving. So that was something I also struggled with for a long time, is just this like subtle, unconscious expectation that I'm going to get something in return because I gave something. And it's really pathetic. I don't, that's a harsh word, but it's unfortunate that so many people trade. And the neighbors, for example, the neighbor who does some act of kindness for their neighbor, the neighbor feels compelled to return the favor and do something nice for them, and then give them a card. Or it's like people struggle, and I struggled to receive. We have to learn how to receive graciously receive, and pause. When we get something, we are almost in reaction mode to give something back right away because we feel we're not worthy. A lot of us feel we're not worthy, but we have to just take a moment and pause when someone gives us something and just feel the gratitude and say, wow, I really appreciate this. Thank you so much. You know what? Another thing people do, Oh, no, 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 please. No, I can't accept that. Please. No, 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 no. Oh my gosh. That is awful. That's an awful thing to do, because the person giving you something, or some person who's offering to pay for your coffee or pay for your something, and you're like, oh no, no, please, please don't. No, no, I got this. Please don't. I can't accept this. Those are horrible affirmations, by the way. And it's also like totally disrupting the flow, the exchange that was like sent by God. This person felt the calling, the intuitive calling in their heart to pay for this person's coffee. And they just do it because they say, yes, God, I'm going to do this. I want to be an expression of you. And then they do it. And the person says, oh, no, 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 please, please. No, 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 no. I can't accept this. No, no, please. No, I got this. Awful. That's just a sure way to disrupt the flow, cause a kink in the hose. And we have to undo a lot of programming. We have to, like, another thing, and just really one more thing on that whole people struggling to receive, is parents that tell their children, or they do it in front of their children, and then the child just sees mom or dad, because children learn by example. They just see that kind of scenario happen, someone giving something and the person saying, no, please, I can't accept that. Like, that's messing up the kid. Anyways, we have to learn to graciously receive. And here's a second part. And you might be thinking, well, if I graciously receive, then what do I just never repay the person back? Like, it just doesn't feel right that I just never pay them back. Don't worry. God will pay them back. That's how that works. And I've just found this to be true, that, my neighbor actually recently, she made a bunch of soup and she had leftovers, so she gave me some. I said, thank you so much. And I'm like, should I give her something? I'm just thinking, I gave her cookies. Maybe she thought it was trading. That's why she gave me her soup. But anyways, I know God's going to bless her. I don't have to worry about it. I graciously received. That was from God. And God used her to make the soup for me. And I say, thank you. Thank you, God. I don't have to worry about giving anything back. God will take care of her and bless her in some kind of way. I think it's like the law of karma. It works. It's true. And anyways, yeah. I think I'm like 24 minutes here, so I'm going to sign off. This has been a really great live. I see someone else jumped on, so it's good to see you. I don't know who you are, but this is my first YouTube live. Some good experience. I study the mind. I study God's laws, because I think everybody should. A lot of people right now are waking up, and it's interesting how fear is being used. Fear is being generated, and it's controlling a certain amount of people in the world right now. But there's also, I don't know if it's like equal or a little bit less or a little bit more of the same amount of people who are kind of woken up. And they're like, whoa, I get it now. There's these like fear machines that are generating fear, keeping people in that low level of consciousness. And it makes them more, whatever, like prone to be controlled. But the people who are awake and are understanding, wait a second, God is not this man in the sky that the churches have been confusing people about. God is not outside of me. I'm not separated from God the way Christian churches have taught me for many years. And all this hype about Jesus has been taking our attention off of the power within us. When you put your attention, I'm like not signing off on this live, obviously. If you put all of your attention on a human body in your imagination that you say that was Jesus, wow, Jesus this, Jesus that, and you just make it all about Jesus, somebody else, and you forget who you are, you're living in ignorance. And there's no virtue in there's no virtue. I was going to say there's no virtue in living poor, in poverty. There's no virtue in struggling, and you can't just like say you know Jesus and Jesus is in your heart, but be poor in your thinking. It's like it's getting it all wrong. It's getting it all wrong. This is a very unique life we have. This experience here. Some of us we live 20 years. Some of us live 40, 60, 80, 100 years. We don't know how long we're going to be alive, but we have a responsibility, and that is to develop our mental faculties. There's 6 of them. Let me see if I can get them all. Imagination, intuition, willpower, memory, reason, and perception. Those 6, we have to develop those. Those are the 6 senses school never talked about. Our parents never talked about. No one knows. The average person does not know cannot name any of those 6 mental faculties, and we have them all. Those are our greatest power to keep us connected to our divine self, to the power that flows in us, and we can use it. We can use it to create our entire reality in our imagination first. We can use this power to put all of our focus on something and just focus in like a laser and build an airplane. We can do so many things. I don't know. We sell ourselves short. A lot of people sell themselves short in life. It is probably tragic to come to the end of your life and just have this feeling on your deathbed, like, I feel like my whole life was wrong. I feel like my whole life was wrong. How about that for being a deathbed regret? And I use my imagination to project onto my deathbed, and I'm like, or I imagine my funeral. Who will be there? What will they be saying about me? Like, these are some powerful exercises that will kind of get you up out of your chair that you've been kind of lazy in for a while and get moving, because you realize it takes time. It doesn't all happen at once, but the thought of you on your deathbed is enough to reflect on yourself. Like, did I live my whole life and play all my music? Did I get it all out of me? Did I set myself? Did I set goals and did I achieve them? Like, or was there things that I was afraid to do my entire life and I never did them? Oh gosh, that's actually the number one deathbed regret. Is I wish I would have done what I loved and not cared what others thought of me. So that feeling it brings to me, just talking about this, is enough to change my my perception on life. Life is it's extremely sacred and holy. Our purpose for being here, the very fact that we're alive, is a miracle. It really is. When you think of the exactness of God, the intelligence that seek the sequential order of our seasons, the calendar days, all that, it's perfect. The planets all spinning around each other, around the sun. They got moons. None of them ever collide. None of them are ever out of orbit a little bit. Not too fast, not too slow, not too close to each other or too far away. They all have gravitational pull, and it keeps them in perfect revolution. Now, how about that for an absolute genius, masterful miracle of an architect, an extremely highly intelligent architect made this happen. And when you look at our Earth, it's the exactness, the distance between us and the sun is perfect. So the fact that we're here and we're alive is unquestionably a miracle. And you got to kind of wake up out of the sleep, the deep sleep that you've been in, to grasp that. I could say the same thing I just said to other people, and they would just be like, they wouldn't open their heart and let it in. They would just hear with their ears. Anyways, I guess I should get going. Hold on a second. Okay. Yes. Well, feel free to, I don't know if you can leave a comment on this or what, but thank you for being here. Looks like one of you has been here for a while. I really appreciate that. What I'm saying must be resonating with you. I have goals, and starting today, I went on YouTube Live and I just said, all right, I'm gonna practice here, plug in this new mic, first time ever using it, and I'm like, I don't know who's gonna show up, but I'm just gonna start talking. I didn't know what I was gonna talk about. I was just gonna kind of freestyle. But this is what I want to do. This is exactly what I want to do. And I didn't know how to begin. I just did it. I just leaped into it. So I want to get out of the labor. I've been doing labor my whole life, and I live in Arizona, and summer's going to be here probably in 2 months. It'll be definitely over 100 degrees, and then 105, 110, 115 by mid-July, end of July. And I don't want to be working outside or in my garage. I have a business. I make garden beds by Kyle on Instagram. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm very talented with woodworking and working with my hands. I've always been, but it exhausts me. And I just want to be in the air conditioning. I want to be helping more people through whatever I study. This is all I eat and breathe and dream about, is working with God's laws, getting it right with God. Because living in ignorance is one hell of a place. And it's painful, very painful. Ugh, just dark days up here. If you live in ignorance for too long, you'll have a cloud over your head, and you'll just be foggy, and you're thinking everywhere you go. You can be surrounded by like opportunities in paradise, but if you're living in ignorance of God's laws, you could be blinded and have brain fog and just not know, and just tiptoe through life. So I feel I have a mission to just get on live like this and just freestyle. And this has been a lot of fun. I want to thank you. I don't know who you are, but I really appreciate you. This means a lot to me. This is a very pivotal moment that I'll build upon. And I think next time I'll have maybe some cues where I could be a little bit more organized and not sort of whatever this is called, where I'm just like, I'm just thinking, I don't know, saying So I will definitely have cues, maybe a teleprompter. So, well, signing off. Have a great Thursday, or wherever you are in the world. I will talk to you soon. Bye. That was a